Good morning, Susie Cobden. Today's day 9. I hope you're all mastering the art of being happy. Being aware of your own thoughts is the first step, because it's not until you're aware that you can do anything about changing your thoughts if they're not actually in those frequencies that you want them to be. So learn to be aware of what you're thinking in the moment. Be aware of how you're feeling, because your feeling is telling you whether you're in alignment or not. When you feel good, you're in alignment and you're in the place where magic can happen. When you're not feeling so good, then you're just temporarily cutting yourself off. Now, everything that we focus on is absolutely always delivered. It's our focus that creates everything in our life. Absolutely. Now, there is a time lag, so what you're living today isn't necessarily how you're focusing right this minute. But it's the general overall vibration of where you've been. So the more often you can be happy, the more likely you are to be attracting things that you want. So the only thing that interferes with our attraction, our manifesting, our creation, is our mood. So that's why it's important to get on top of our happiness, to become happy more of the time than we are sad or angry or even, just slightly out of alignment. But the higher we feel, the stronger the attraction power. So if we're feeling, a bit despondent, then that's all right. Don't judge yourself, because that'll bring you down further. Just know that you've got the ability, now that you're aware that you're feeling that way, to change it. And because it's a lower feeling frequency, it hasn't got as much attraction power, so it's nothing to be afraid of. But we want to feel good. That's our aim. Everything we want in life is so that we'll feel good in the having of it. So it's important to, cut out, we don't have to stop manifesting, because that's fun. But we don't need all those things to feel happy. We can choose to feel happy. And then those things will automatically be part of our life. Now, when we're running on autopilot, often we'll say, my thoughts were wandering. When you're not aware of what you're thinking, your thoughts tend to appear that they're actually going all over the place, but they're not. No thought ever comes to you that's not attracted to you. It's always a frequency match. So if you're attracting thoughts that aren't feeling comfortable, then know that that's because that's where you've been vibrating. And the only way to change that is to actually consciously choose better feeling thoughts, or to change your perspective on what you're looking at so that it does feel better. So even when we're running on autopilot, depending on the mood that we're in, our subconscious will draw to it. Our conscious mind will draw to it from the subconscious whatever thoughts are matching that energy that we're vibrating in. So, a belief is only a thought that's been repeated often enough that it's become a belief. And when our conscious mind, when we're on autopilot, grabs for a thought, it'll grab those beliefs first. It'll use those ones that are most often used, because they're the strongest connections. So once we start creating new beliefs that serve us, beliefs that make us happy, then that's what our subconscious is going to grab, as long as we're in those frequencies. But the thing is, the more practiced we get at being in those frequencies of being happy, the more often we'll be there, and the easier it'll be to stay there. So, you know, it may take a few weeks, and our 2-week adventure is a good start. And if you've been diligent with that and looking for better feeling thoughts, happy thoughts, then you'll notice that it's getting easier to do. And remember that whenever you're not feeling good, to honour yourself in that way, to feel it, but know that you're feeling that way because of your thoughts. It's got nothing to do with what anyone else is doing. I've been house sitting, and I've got a little dog that I'm looking after, and this little dog is house trained and he's been really good. But a couple of nights ago, he'd just been outside and done his business outside, and he came in, and within 2 minutes he did a big puddle on the corner of a cupboard in the kitchen, and I got really upset and hurt about it. In fact, I raised my voice, and the dog ran outside and stayed outside for a good 10 or 15 minutes till I coaxed him back in. This is quite late at night. And he knew that my frequency had changed. He knew that I'd yelled at him. Obviously, he recognised the tone and got out of the way. But I was upset because I thought, you know, because of my thoughts, you know, why would he do that to me? It was old thinking that surfaced again. You know, it had nothing to do with me. I realised afterwards that I'd had a busy day and I'd done a lot of cleaning, and he has a little rug that he uses underneath his food bowl, and I'd soaked it in Pino Clean, and it didn't smell like him, and he was putting his scent back around it. And when I realised that, I realised, you know, that I'd acted out, not him. He didn't understand. But it just showed me that, you know, it's easy to blame another person or a dog, you know, for when you're feeling out of sorts. And when you actually look at what's going on inside and change your perspective, you can feel okay about it, if not good. But anyway, you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video. Enjoy today. Reach for happy thoughts. And I'd love to hear how you all are going. There's not many of you commenting, so I don't know whether that means there's not many of you who are still doing it, whether you've given up. But you owe it to yourself. If you want to make change in your life, you've got to do something about it. You've got to be persistent. And if you can't even do a simple thing like being aware of your thoughts and reaching for something that serves you instead of something that doesn't, then you're in the wrong place. You're really not going to be able to make any changes until you make the decision and stick to it. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.